Hey everyone, Rebecca here from Rebecca Martin Coaching. Thank you so much for joining. I'm here to bring you transformational public speaking skills for the workplace and also for your life. And today I'm going to be talking about a fun topic, which is how to prepare for a podcast. So many of my clients come to me and they'll often be offered a podcast. Maybe they're a founder, maybe they're a visionary, maybe they're a thought leader, and it is part of them spreading the word, getting their messages out there that they will be showing up on many podcasts, interviewed, and they really want to show up not only communicating their message, delivering great content, but they want to show up as themselves, authentically, so that people really feel who they are. So I have a few techniques that I'm going to talk to you about, and hopefully this will set you up for success during your next podcast interview. So, the first thing is to understand that a podcast is going to be most effective, or you're going to be most effective on a podcast when you remind yourself that you are simply having a conversation, a powerful conversation, a focused conversation, an energetic conversation. But really, your audience most likely only has your voice to get a sense about who you are and what message you have to share with the world. And so the more authentic you can be, the more you can simply connect with the person who's asking you the questions, the more you can visualize all the people that are listening out there, their faces, the more you can speak to them as human beings, the more your voice is going to sound authentic, genuine, warm. It's going to light up and ultimately be connectable to all the listeners out there. So, just generally, remember this is a conversation. The most important part of a conversation for your audience is authenticity. So be yourself. Don't think you have to be formal. Don't think you have to say any one particular thing or do it in any one particular way. Just think about how can I help myself to be more genuine, more comfortable, more confident in who I am. And that might mean being a little playful. That might mean saying a couple jokes. That might mean, making sure you have your favorite goodies, your coffee, your, jelly beans or whatever. Anything to help you feel like you while you're speaking. In terms of preparation, content preparation, there's a few things that I suggest that you do. One, ask yourself, uh, why me? Why now? Why this audience? In other words, what's my message? What do I uniquely want to say to these people now? What's important for me? What's important for them? And really, probably your message is going to come from you, from your heart. Like, what are you what are you passionate about saying to everyone right now? If you're only given one sentence, what would you say to this group of people? What would you want them to know? And it's not buy my course or, come visit my website. I'm saying, what's the message of the work that you do? What do you want them to understand that they don't understand already or right now? So think about the one message that you want to communicate. This will kind of focus your conversation and make sure that you get the point across that you want to get across. If nothing else, you will have communicated this message once you write this message down. The next thing I want you to do is think about, like, what's my story? How can I share how I've arrived doing the work that I'm doing and communicating this message in a concise but very kind of human, sticky way? Meaning, what juicy details can I add that are really going to help people to understand me and understand my journey? And also, what's the structure that I can use to keep this very concise? If you're interested, I do have a storytelling structure video, so you can watch that. If you're wondering, how do I talk about my personal journey in a concise way? I know that's challenging for all of us. So you got to prepare to tell your story. How did I get here? Right? Most people are going to want to know that. Um, Thirdly, you want to think about what questions do you want to answer? So, most likely, the podcaster has sent you a list of questions. Here's all the things that I could ask you, I want to ask you. Pick three that are the juiciest for you. Ultimately, just like a politician, you have choice. You can answer the question that you want to answer. It is your job to define, what do I want to say? What questions do I want to answer? What information, again, do I want to put out there? What messages do I want my audience to know? So pick 3 to 5 really juicy questions for you, not ones that you feel like you have to answer, but ones that you want to answer. Again, we're looking for connection. We're looking for authenticity. We're looking to have you tap into your passion and your curiosity. So find those questions that help you to tap into all of those emotions for you, because that's really going to read through your voice. Structure out your answer to those questions. Don't write word for word, but think about, what's a key concept that I want to communicate? What are a couple of data points or facts that I want to communicate in this answer? If there's a single sentence message or single sentence answer that I want to deliver to this question, and it's very important that I get the precise language, then write down that sentence. Memorize that sentence so that you have those key words, those key sentences, those key messaging points at the ready. So prepare for those 3 questions. Then think to yourself about, what are 3 questions that I really don't want to be asked? Most likely, the podcaster will not ask you those questions, especially if you ask them not to, but you never know. Something might come up. And of course, all podcasts also have an element of improvisation. You might also find that in answering questions you don't want to be asked, you really find details that make your story, your case stronger. We find strength and authority in vulnerability. Follow and listen, read to any of Brene Brown's work. It's all about the strength that's communicated in vulnerability. So you might find in your answers to the 3 questions that you don't really want to answer, or you don't really want to be asked, some powerful answers that ultimately further your goals in your career, in your life, using this podcast. So prepare for that kind of worst case scenario. And that's it for now, really. Just a little bit of preparation can go a long way. Knowing that you have these structured answered, knowing that you've practiced your answers out loud will help you to know that you have done your homework, feel confident in the fact that you've done your homework so that you can show up and be present, which ultimately is the goal, because only when you're present are you the most effective. That's it for now. Please let me know in the comments below if you have any questions, if you need additional guidance, if you have specific questions. I'm happy to provide you with more techniques, but I got to hear from you. So thanks again for watching. Please like this video if you liked it. Please share it with friends, and please subscribe to my channel. I'm putting out videos all the time just for you. Thanks again.